If you suck at drawing patterns, you're believing at least one, if not all three of these lies. So go ahead, tell me in the chat if this is you. Have you ever said, I can't draw? Have you ever said, I'm not creative? Or what about practice makes perfect? Okay, I want to break down all three of these lies and not just tell you that that's why you can't draw patterns, but I want to show you how to overcome these and get on the path to creating your own patterns. You can do this. If I can do this, you can do this, and I'm going to show you how. And I want to help you get that freedom. Do you want to start creating one-of-a-kind patterns, truly stuff you created start to finish? Be able to save time and money, not search around for patterns that fit the project that you're after, but be able to add somebody's initials or brands or logos and customize patterns easily and quickly. Now, if not, you want to just keep buying patterns, I'm completely okay with that. We have a whole library of patterns on the website. I'm happy to sell you, and we're going to keep producing those. But if you're ready to step into the idea of drawing your own patterns, ready to overcome some of these obstacles, I want to help you out. So get a piece of paper out. We're going to go right now to the drawing board, and I'm going to show you some real practical things here. And we're going to address each one of these as they come up. So the first one, have you ever said, I can't draw? Go ahead, put it in the comments. That's me. I can't draw. So I want to disprove this and kind of prove something else to you. So have your paper and your pencil out, and this is active. I want you to actively do this right now. First thing I want you to do is go ahead and write your name. So I'm going to go ahead and write my name here. All right, and then I want you to underline your name. Okay, when you have that done, go ahead and circle that. Now, I'm assuming each one of you got that done, right? We just got that wrote on there. First, let's define drawing. Okay, what is drawing? Drawing is putting pencil to paper and creating an image, right? Okay, so right here on this paper, we just created an image of your name. I know this sounds simple and you think, no, Joe, that's dumb. That's writing. Look, we created something on paper with this pencil. That's drawing right there. Okay, I had to have people tell me, oh, I can't even draw a straight line. Well, you just draw a semi-straight line when you underline that. Well, I can't do all those curves. Nah, you just did right there. Okay, so we just proved it that you can draw. Now, let's take this next lie, right? Because you're thinking that's different. That's not one of these tooling pattern things. So you think, I'm not creative. I can't come up with those tooling patterns. Have you ever said that one? Have you ever said, I'm not creative? Go ahead. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let's be real right now. I'm not creative. Is that you? Put it down. We're going to address this right now. This is probably one of my favorite ones. But I'm not creative. So I can't come up with all these different patterns. Here's the thing, guys. When you look at tooling patterns, and you look at tooling patterns over the ages, they all look similar, right? Now they're each going to have their own style and going to look a little bit different, but a tooling pattern, a leather tooling pattern, you know, we're talking about floral patterns here with vine work and flowers and whatnot. They look similar-ish. Why is that? Think about it. We don't just randomly create this stuff. It's not that God gave certain people pattern drawing abilities and other people like, no, you're not going to be able to draw patterns. That's not the way it is, okay? I've had to break this down to be very fundamental so that I can recreate patterns all the time. So real quick, I just want to show you that everything is created on a skeleton, okay? We create some base fundamentals here. So as I break down the skeleton in this pattern, I'm not wanting you to necessarily understand how this skeleton is laid out, but I want you to get the concept of this. Watch as I start drawing in where this skeleton is. Okay, now you think, well, that's just some curves and some lines. You are absolutely right. Some curves and some lines. That's the basic fundamentals of setting up these patterns. Okay, now you think, well, that doesn't work for all patterns. Probably not belts. Well, let's check out belts here. Let's check out a strap good pattern. Looks like that one has a skeleton under it too. Well, Joe, that's good, but probably not for big patterns. I mean, not for a big full pattern like that. That's just being creative laying that out. I don't think so. Let's run this skeleton out here as well. Oops, that goes there. More curves and lines that make up the skeleton of this. Gosh darn. But that probably won't work for funny shaped things. Like, what about a knife sheath if you have to fit into funny shaped spots like that? Well, there's a framework. Let's go look at a skeleton here. Guys, this is not about being super creative. It's about base fundamentals. That's how I draw every one of my patterns. It's a base fundamentals. We start with a skeleton and then we build up from there. Now, I can't show you everything in one video here, right, on how we put that skeleton together and whatnot, but hopefully there's 4 or 5 different patterns that we just broke that down and showed you that. So it's not a matter of being super creative, right? You can follow basic skills. You can follow a basic set of guidelines to then build your patterns on from there. It's just like people that build houses, and anything they're constructing, there's a plan, there's a framework, there's steps to follow. Everybody's going to have their different styles, but there's basic steps to follow, right? You're going to build a house, you're going to put the foundation down, you're going to set up some framework, you're going to start adding in some of the detail stuff like your plumbing and electrical and sheet it, and then put all your fancy paint and things like that, right? But each of these things are going to take those certain steps. No different when we go to drawing patterns. But what about this last one? Now, this last one might throw you for a loop. I said practice makes perfect. And this is probably the other 2 lies. These first 2 lies, I can't draw and I'm not creative. Those are coming from within. But this practice makes perfect, this is one that you've probably heard, people have told you, and you just came to believe it. Okay, practice makes perfect. I got to practice. I got to practice. Let me tell you a story that goes back to bull riding. This is my past, right? I used to ride bulls for a living, and then I go teach schools and stuff, and I help kids out. And I see people that show up to the practice pen. They're just going to get on bulls. That's what we're practicing, getting on bulls. And I'm like, well, how's your practice going? Well, I get on 4 or 5 a week. I just keep getting bucked off. Okay, so all you're practicing is hitting the ground repeatedly. They're just learning how to get bucked off because they're just practicing that same thing. They're practicing the hard way. They're figuring out the hard way. Practice doesn't make perfect, guys. Practice makes permanent. So what you're practicing makes a difference. And that's where just sitting down and drawing over and over and practicing drawing, that's going to take the long road. I've been down the long road, and then I got to thinking, man, there's got to be a way to break this down, and there is. You can break down these fundamentals and have detailed practice. If you want the unlock, if you want the keys to figure out what to practice, how to practice, I want to invite you to the next Pencil to Pattern Challenge. We'll drop a link down in the description. We'll add something to the comments there as well, just so you can find this easily. But what is the Pencil to Pattern Challenge? This is a 4-day live event where I walk through you. I can't do everything in a video here to break this down, because all that would do is just load you up with a ton of information at one time and you wouldn't take any action on it. Plain and simple. The idea of this challenge, it's structured in a way that I walk you through for 4 days. We're live, one-on-one, or one on a few, right? Whoever's in the challenge, we're on a Zoom call there, and we're going to be able to go through these base fundamentals so you start learning how to build your own patterns up. And then there's homework assignments each night that are going to be guided practice sheets. These guided practice sheets are what you can take and continue and build on, but the results that we've seen from these challenges are unreal. I've been teaching this for quite a while now, but to finally land on this challenge model to where we can get that intensive immersion time and really just take the steps to walk through, get feedback on your progress as you're going, not just get a bunch of information dumped at you and then good luck, figure it out on your own. I want to walk with you and get you on the right track to building your own patterns, be able to draw your own patterns and get that unlocked to be able to save time, save money. When you're drawing your patterns for your own tooling, you can truly create one-of-a-kind items. You can easily add in people's initials, names, brands, logos. You can design your own project and then draw the pattern to fit that project. You can do this. Plenty of people have done it ahead of you, and more people are coming up behind. It's if you're willing to take the action. And that's why I want to get you into this Pencil to Pattern Challenge. I have so many people that are coming into tooling and they want to learn and get better. And the next step is they're wanting to draw their own patterns. I'm tired of seeing people beat their head against the wall and keep telling them the same lies. I can't draw. I'm not creative. It just won't work. We got to learn what to practice. So let me help you. Let me walk you through this. If you're ready to take action, let me know in the comments. Say, I'm in, we're going to do this. And check that link and get in this next Pencil to Pattern Challenge. I can't wait to see you in there. Don't forget there's a VIP option when you check on there as well, so we get extra time, get your questions answered, and I want to help walk you through this and show you that you can do this too. I look forward to seeing you in there.